Now, this AHP and fuzzy HP, I will deal this one by one. First, coming to HP, this analytical hierarchy process, which is nothing but a paired comparison technique. Based on this paired comparison technique only, these different items are compared and derive the quantitative weightage.
कौन है गौरव है क्या?
And if we see this is a popular technique to arrive at a objective decision beyond subjective or personal preference. When we see this objective decision based on subjective and personal preference, we mean to say that individuals or judge will provide this their judgment, and we will come to a conclusive decision, and which will be will be generalized to that group of individuals. And these methods actually used both qualitative and quantitative attributes. Suppose, for example, you are trying to find the SWOT analysis. You are trying to conduct a SWOT analysis, and you can also integrate this AHP with the SWOT. Then you can quantitatively find the element or criteria wise weightage of this particular within the strength factor, within the weakness factor, within the opportunity factor, and likewise. So it can be taken as quantitative and qualitative attributes flexibly with regard to objectives. And these methods primarily or you can say majorly used in multi-criteria or multi-alternative situation. Like suppose we need to, this method generally came to the existence when Thomas L. Sati, he narrated one story about this method, that when his son was seeking for college, then they are not in a position to decide which college they will prefer. Then they arrived to this method best for his son. So basically, some criteria, the problem is chosen at the first level, then criteria and sub-criteria chosen, and then only the preferred thing is chosen. And all these are interrelated with each other. As we go along with the present matter on Excel sheet also, you will find how it is being correlated with each other. But in this presentation, I will broadly focus on the part that how a particular weightage can be calculated based on Excel. Now this he is the developer, that Thomas L. Sati. The utility of HP, if we see that it helps in making choices or prioritizing different alternatives. We can rank different alternatives based on the priorities given, or we can allocate resources. What is being most important avenue for allocation of these resources that count. The project identification, anything you can identify based on some judges judgment, you can do AHP, and we will see what are the assumptions they are underlying with this. And if we make those assumptions, then we can use way in a multiple scenario in any of the identification, any when we need to choose any alternatives or priorities, anything, we can use this AHP. So these are the main assumptions of AHP. First assumption is reciprocal. Here basically a positive reciprocal matrix is drawn. So how it is generated? Basically, when we say that positive reciprocal matrix, it means that we compare each. Suppose, let us suppose we have four sub criteria under one criteria, and these four sub criteria, let us suppose A, B, C, and D, and we will compare this A to B, B to C, A to C, A to D, and then B to C, B to D, all possible combinations, C to D, all possible paired comparison we will make, and we will derive a matrix where we will find the weightage value of certain particular subcriteria to over another, and it is being assumed that the reciprocal of the weightage is maintained here. That means that if A is preferred over B and weightage is given W12, then B over A is preferred W21, or we can say 1 by W12. So reciprocity should be maintained. Then homogeneity of judgment. Here basically judgment scale is being given. Swati has given a 9-point scale, and this scale is used for judgment of this pairwise comparison. And also here one important assumption is that here expectation from the judge is that if a judge prefers item A over item B and item B over item C, then he must prefer item A over item C. And third assumption is the dependency assumption. Now, dependency assumption means that we are in AHP, we are formulating that hierarchical structure. We are making hierarchical structure. Suppose we identify a problem, we then identify some factors. We tend to focus each factor to identify some elements or criteria, and then each criteria, then we will identify sub criteria. Likewise, we will go through a hierarchical fashion. So the below level is directly dependent on the previous level. So this is the assumptions. Now, if we see the major principles used in AHP, there is basically 3 principles. That first one is decomposition. Decomposition principle narrates that this problem is structured in a hierarchical fashion, so that we can capture these basic elements of the problem. And then the second principle is narrates that comparative judgment. Comparative judgment means that each element is pairwise compared, and the pairwise compared, the relative importance of this pairwise comparison is captured in a matrix. And this relative importance, I said that relative importance, for this relative importance, Swati has already proposed a 9-point scale, and with the help of this relative importance is captured. And then this synthesis of priorities, then the calculation of this local priorities and global priorities. That means the weightage of particular element and to a factor is considered as local priority, whereas the overall problem, the weightage of these particular element to the overall problem, it refers to the global priority or the composite priority. Now, if we go through this procedure of AHP, so till now we have said that in AHP we are basically structured the problem in a hierarchical fashion. So to define the problem, first we need to operationally define this problem. In any studies, we can have this standard protocol that we need to define this operationally so that we can calculate this one, or for that matter we can progress in the measuring this construct in a scientific manner. So first of all we will define it in operationally, and then different factors, or under different factors different elements or criteria, and under criteria different sub criteria. These are all identified based on the researcher who are conceptualized the problem, how he operationally defined and how he gets these factors or criteria. He will design in a hierarchical fashion, and then we need to compare. In second step, we need to compare this this criteria or the sub criteria for that matter. We will compare this one with each other, and then the next level will compare this next factors with each other, and then we will form a comparison matrix. For factor, one comparison matrix will be formed. For like for criteria, one comparison matrix will be formed. Likewise, we will form some comparison matrix. Now, basically, what I am saying is that this one. Suppose let D1, D2 to Dn are some elements, and that is distributed in row wise as well column wise. And the cell, individual cell, is denoting the weightage, the importance, the preference given. Suppose if we see the A12 figure, like in second column, first row, this A12 denotes the D1 is preferred over D2 A12 times. And similarly, that when we say that D2, if we see the first column, second row, first that 1 by A12, this means that D1 is preferred over D2 A12 times, and D2 is preferred over D1 1 by A12 times. That was, we are assuming previously, the reciprocality. So if we see, we will fill up this upper part of this diagonal section, and automatically the lower part we will get as the reciprocal, as a proportion, as a reciprocal of this weightage. So this is the comparison matrix that is formed in AHP. Now, in third part, this comparison matrix, when we say these are Sati has given this 1 to 9. These are against the numerical values. These are the some fundamental. These are the fundamental scale or absolute numbers that is being suggested by the by Sati, and these are like 1 for equal importance, 2 for weak or slight, moderate importance, moderate plus, strong importance, strong plus, like that. Then we suppose we have 30 judges. So with this formula, we will have one matrix for one individual judge. So we will not be able to calculate them. So we will calculate by using aggregation of judgment. Here, geometric mean is preferred for aggregating these judgments. And then we will find an important aspect of this calculation is consistency ratio. This consistency ratio indicates that a judge, if a judge is preferred A over B and B over C, then he will certainly prefer A over C. These assumptions is being tested by this consistency ratio, and for this consistency index is calculated, and Saty has proposed one random index for number of variables that has been compared, and for using this random index we will find this random index and consistency index, we will find that consistency ratio. And for a particular experiment, Saty has told that permissible limit of consistency ratio is 0.1. If it is above 0.1, it is not acceptable. And then the final thing is the calculation of priorities. For what we are using this AHP. So basically, these priorities or the scaling factors is identified we'll see this how to get these priorities, and this local priority, which we will get by comparing various criteria with each other under a particular factor, and then we will calculate this with global or overall priority by taking the priorities, local priorities between the factors. Basically, though, when we set our questionnaire, we will take this as like this, ideally like this. We will find that the middlemost point is 1, and the top left point is 9, and top right point is 9, and whenever we moving from equivalent to absolutely important in left wise, we will see that too much political realignment is preferred over political apathy. Here it means that suppose in first point, if we see that too much political realignment, and in right side it is written that political apathy. Too much political, if too much political realignment is preferred 7 times over political apathy, then this value will be in left side of the equivalent in 7 number points, and this will signify that by comparing these two pairwise, we'll find that too much political realignment is 7 times important than political apathy. So let us give an example so that we can understand this importance or intercomparison between these criteria. Suppose we have under A factor we have 4 criteria: A1, A2, A3 and A4, and we have written it in row wise as well as column wise. If we see the
Arindam, sorry to disturb.
diagonal number is seeing that 1. That means A1 over A1, it is 1. A2 over A2, it is 1. A3 over A3 and A4 over A4, 1. And
Arindam,
yes, sir.
I think one raised hand. Sorry for disturbing you. I think he was also prompted, has some questions. So,
Yes.
can you ask?
Yeah. Arindam, can you please describe your previous slide, please, once more?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This one, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. Generally, in pairwise comparison method in AHP, we tend to focus that which of the element is preferred over which one and how many times preferred. So the equivalent point is shown as 1. That if we see this previous Sati scale, that equal importance or the equivalent importance, whatever you may term, this is 1, and up to 9 the extreme importance. And here the absolutely or extreme part is both written in left side and right side. This is 9. Actually 1 to 9 point continuum is there, and 1 to 9 in left side and 1 to 9 in right side. And then if left column, the items written in left column is preferred over right item written in right column, then we will point it out in the left side of the equivalent. Like for that example, the too much political realignment is preferred 5 times over non-confidence with party and politician. Then this 5 will be denoted in the left side part of the equivalent and then it means that too much political realignment is 5 times important than non-confidence with party politician. And if it comes like third point, for example, that corruption of political ethics is some individual is finding that corruption is of political ethics is 3 times important than too much political realignment. Then we will mark it in the third point. Here the point is not given, but it should be ideally given that 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, all these should be given, and we'll mark it there in right side. If the right side is preferred, we'll mark it in right side, and if the left side is preferred, we'll mark it in left side. And how many times this will be denoted by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sir, any questions, sir? Or is it
Carry on.
okay? Anyway, this A1, A2, A3, A4, these are some criteria, and if we compare this, let us suppose this 3 what criteria has been compared. So accordingly, we'll find the consistency index value, and then Sati has proposed that table of random index, and for each value of n, there is one corresponding random index value. So from that table, we can identify that for random index for n is equal to 4, random index is equal to 0.9. So this has been divided. This consistency index divided by random index divided to get the consistency ratio, and it comes under 0.04. So it is lesser than 0.1. So we can say this comparison is consistent. So this is the table which I have been referring to, that the random index table. For n is equal to 1, it is 0. N is equal to 2, it is 0. Likewise, how many n is there? Likewise, we will calculate this random index and calculate this consistency ratio. Overall, this thing will come that priority of the criteria, this first priority or the scaling factor, this second column will come by comparing A, B, C and D with each other. And the fifth column, the priority of the criteria within factor will come by comparing A1, A2, A3, A4 with each other. And by multiplying this priority of the criteria within factor with the priority of the priority or scaling factor, we get the global or overall priority of the criteria. So this is the AHP methods. Now, two things are important based on literature, that number of criteria and alternatives 7 or less, it is found most suitable. 7 or less, that means n is equal to, small n is equal to 7 or less. And then if a matrix came to be an inconsistent one, then it is advised to revisit, because it is assumed that an individual is incorrectly judging whether he has lack of time or whether he has intentionally judging this way. But it is assumed that if the consistency is greater than 0.1, then this need to be revisited. Doing this paired comparison, how we'll make it in Excel, but in fuzzy HP will show that how we'll compare this number of judges rating in and then we can derive a single matrix. We'll discuss that one in fuzzy, but in AHP it is very much simple. It is only we can take the geometric mean, but in fuzzy AHP we need to take the L value, M value and N this U value. So it is more complicated in fuzzy AHP. So I have shown in Excel the fuzzy AHP in 10 to 12 judges. Sir, please open that first tab.
Wait, I will trying to transfer you.
Okay.
I'm trying to make you the host. You may take control, I think, probably. Let's check it. Now you see that. Can you take it?
No, I am unable to move this one. No?
Which one you are telling? First tab. This one?
First tab. Yes. Okay. Now I will continue. This in AHP, two or three questions came that how we will aggregate this over 60 to 70 responses in a single matrix. Okay, we will discuss this part in during because I have not prepared this 60 to 70 main decisions, but I will discuss it in while we describe this fuzzy analytic hierarchy process in Excel. We'll describe this one key how to arrive in a single matrix. So in pairwise comparison matrix, if we see that this A, B, C, D, here four element is there, or criteria, whatever you call, and we have this first table is with the judges rating. That how judge has given, this first judge has given. Let us suppose for this instance one single judge is considered, and A is preferred over B is 3 times, A over C preferred over C is 5 times, and A preferred over D is 7 times, and then we'll have this we'll have this 1/3 as 0.33 in while we are discussing B over A, as A over B is 3 and B over A is 1/3. The reciprocality of assumptions, this one is coming, and then we will take this sum and we'll normalize this pairwise matrix by dividing this each cell with this sum to get this pairwise matrix. And then we'll calculate these weights as the average of all these, and then once this weightage or the scaling factor is calculated, this scaling factor is calculated by taking the average of the row values, and then this scaling factors is arranged with the not normalized this matrix, and we will derive this weighted sum value. Weighted sum value, how to derive? We'll multiply this scaling factor, these weights or the scaling factor with each cell of vertically or column wise to get this weighted sum value, or we can say that weighted value, and then we will take it as the row total to get this weighted sum value, and this weighted sum value is divided by the scaling factor or the weights to get this average value. So this, in literature it says how to find this lambda max. So in calculating lambda max, it is again averaged and get the average value as the lambda max, and lambda max is required for calculating consistency index. Consistency index is calculated by the formula lambda max minus n divided by n minus 1. So here n is equal to 4, so accordingly we put the values and we will derive this consistency index, and then consistency ratio is calculated by using this consistency index by random index formula. So, and random index is calculated from the random table that is devised by the Sati. For each n there is one random index value. So there is that's how we calculate this consistency ratio, and like I said before, that consistency ratio should be less than 0.1 to be consistent, to assume that these judges consistently makes those judgment. So to calculate to be valid weights, to derive these valid weights, we need to have this consistent matrix. So the consistent matrix, once we get this consistency ratio less than 0.1, we will get this consistency matrix as valid, and therefore the weights calculated corresponding to each of the element is taken as the weights of the pairwise comparison between these elements. Likewise, it has been calculated. Suppose we are having some 60 farmers information, and they have given or chosen in a paired wise way in questionnaire, like element A have been chosen by 7 farmers as 3 times, 8 farmers as 2 times, and we will definitely take the geometric mean of the observations, and then we will find that the geometric mean value will take this preferred value of each cell, like A over B. If geometric mean A over B for 60 farmers comes to 3.5, we will take that value, and accordingly we will form this matrix, pairwise matrix, and based on the assumptions of this reciprocality, we will fill the half of the value from the upper half of the table value, and then we will calculate this normalized pairwise matrix, and accordingly we derive the row wise average to get the weights, and then weights and the not normalized matrix will be taken into care of, and then we multiply this column wise to get the individual cell value of the not normalized pairwise matrix, and then we calculate the weighted sum value row wise, and this weighted sum value is divided by weights to get the average value, and ultimately this average value is then averaged again to get this lambda max, and this lambda max is put into the consistency index formula to get the consistency index value, and then we calculate the consistency ratio by taking into care this random index value, and ultimately we take the note that whether his consistency ratio is less than 0.1 or greater than 0.1. So likewise we will compare each pair of observation under element. Suppose we have 4 factors, and in each factor we have five criteria, and we will compare this 5 into 5 matrix we will form, and then we will prepare factor wise how is the weightage of each of the matrix, and then we will calculate this factors will be compared with each other to get this weightage, and then multiply both of these to get this global priority. So likewise we will derive at a definite measurement to get the weightage of the whole value. So this is the AHP in a nutshell, which we can derive in Excel. Sir, can you switch to the presentation?
Yes. Before that, you do one thing. You just transfer to host to me, and another questions came. Can I take these questions?
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can I take one question came? Can I take the question? That,
yes. One.
How to collect the data for HP? And next question can, sir, what is the final interpretation of the examples you are showing, and what conclusion to draw after CR and everything is done? Okay. Before that data collection came, can I show some files to clarify you that how you will collect the data? If you permit, then I will do.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Okay, let me do.
How to share host?
I'm sharing. Let's stop sharing here. See this is on visible on interview schedule.
Yes.
Let's give an example. Arvind is giving good examples, and for suppose we are studying that effect of climate change as perceived by the farmers. We took a different component. Suppose productive component, reproductive component, fodder and feed utilizations, and disease incidence and susceptibility. And under this, the sub criteria we took. Suppose in case of productive performance, we took 5 again sub criteria, and then accordingly we made the pairs. Suppose number 1 pairs is that average daily milk yield and lactation length. Second pair is the dry period and lactation length, lactation milk yield. So this way you may prepare your interview schedule. Suppose here we took it, or random say that middle would be the indifference, and both sides we can positive and negative. So we show the equal distance. If you think that no, due to climate change both are affected, average milk yield and lactation length, then you put the tick here. And if you see that no, both are not, average milk yield is more affected than lactation length, then you put tick here. You put a tick here. Which one is more affected? You tick here. And then question is that how much it is affected. then you give the rank as per the 1 to 9, 2 to 9 continuum. Accordingly, you put it. Okay, so you may collect this way from all the your respondent, and then I will share with them. I will stop sharing and I will share another Excel. Then you can, it will be clear too. So this way you may collect all of your respondent with this interview schedule. You may collect your data, and next I will share. Suppose this is an how you enter in the data in the Excel. Suppose this is my respondent number KC1. This is my code, and then the suppose I took the productive performance. Let's take this sheet. So suppose it is the average daily milk yield and lactation length. The respondent number 1 said lactation length is more affected than the average daily milk yield, and he give the rating 7. So accordingly, we put the accordingly you from all the respondent you put the data, and wherever here respondent number PB34 is giving that no, it is only daily milk yield is affected, and his rating was 6 in comparison to that lactation length. Accordingly, you may take this data. So initially you made this data, then Arindam said that you have to take the reciprocal. Then what will be the value for the average daily milk yield? Just 1, it will be 1 by 7. Accordingly, you may take it. Now the question is that both this which will consider? It will be considered either average daily milk yield or lactation length. You have to consider. Let's see, because you have to calculate that geometric mean. So when you will this type of entry will come, then you will see that mainly among these two variable or indicator subcomponent, which one is given that more affected. Suppose in case if you see, if you do the here you can calculate the frequency, or you can count, then you will see that definitely the lactation length will the count will are the more. So therefore what you will do, then you will just convert this data to here it will, you can convert it 1 by 6. So then accordingly you may got it that lactation length over average daily milk yield, and you can accordingly do the geometric mean of this value, and then what Arindam said that you may prepare your table, that matrix, that subcomponent matrix, you may prepare it. Am I clear, Arindam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'll stop sharing, and now you can share your screen now. Before share, you just transfer the host to me. Now you can share your screen. I think those who have the question, it is clear that Miss Silpi and Sangeeta. Then suppose we, after collecting that, we found that we will get the scale value as well as the global scale value. And the global scale value, suppose I have 17 total parameter under the 4 component: productive, reproductive, disease management, other. Then we may say that according to the overall which one is more affected, and within the subcomponent, suppose in productive performance I have 5 parameter: average daily milk yield, lactation length, according to us there. Then I may say which is more affected as per the people's perception. I think Arindam, it is clear for this interpretation.
Yes, sir. Definitely. We will interpret this with respect to local priority as well as the global priority.
Exactly.
And local priority will say that within this factor, whichever the which element or criteria is most important, and how much weightage has been given to this criteria. And in global priority, it will say the overall in problem, what is this, which criteria is given how much weightage. So based on this local priority and global priority, we'll discuss our results.
Okay, now we can see. Yes, now
another question came. Sir, in pairwise matrix, can we calculate only for upper diagonal of the table, as the lower half is reciprocal of upper half? Similarly, can we also do the geometric mean? Yes, local. We will take this upper priority, upper part of the diagonal only we calculate, and then we fill this by the formula of that reciprocality. We'll form this. We fill this latter half part. Now.
Yes, now it is visible.
Now visible, no? Okay. Then another method that is widely used, and it is the extension of analytic hierarchy process only, this fuzzy analytic hierarchy process. Now this fuzzy system basically deals with the vagueness, and if we see this like for example, if we have this we have 9-point scale 1 to 9, and what about 2.5, what about 3.5? Is it we take it as 2 or 3 or 3 or 4? Now these problems broadly comes under the domain of fuzzy analysis. So in fuzzy analytic system, basically see, it is a higher mathematical portion, but we will take it as how it can be used in fuzzy analytic hierarchy process. So basically, whenever we say a fuzzy number, we generally denote it in a triangular fuzzy set number. We generally denote it as a fuzzy membership function. Now in a triangular, when I say in a triangular fuzzy set number, it means that when we discuss about the point number 2, we will take it as 1, 2 and 3, and these 3 points will be considered to derive the fuzzy membership function. And then we find that this vagueness, this 2.5 or the 1.5, is captured by this triangular fuzzy membership function, and we calculate this fuzzy matrix. And then after calculating this fuzzy matrix, we derive this fuzzy weights, and ultimately this fuzzy weight to the crisp numeric weights we calculate, and then we check for consistency. Now consistency is again checked by the similar method as discussed in the previous HP method, but when we calculate this consistency, we can change this fuzzy matrix into a non-fuzzy matrix, and or the crisp numeric matrix. So then we can calculate this eigenvalue with the eigenvalue method, and also we can derive this consistency like the previous section we can derive. We have derived. And then we calculate this weight value of fuzzy factor, and this is again calculated by taking this fuzzy matrix and fuzzy weights derived, and then fuzzy weights we defuzzify this, and then we get this weights, and we standardize this to get the local weights and also the global weights. Now this is the fuzzy scale. What has been said previously in AHP, that 1 to 9-point scale, this has been converted into fuzzy number by using triangular fuzzy number, that 1 1 1 1 2 3 2 3 4, like this way, and generally the for example 1 2 3, this here the 1 is the lower value, middle value is 2, and upper value is 3. So LMU is popular notion given to this 1 2 3 in a triangular fuzzy set number. Now here you can see that how this triangular fuzzy number scale is derived like for 1, you can say this point is 1, so it is written as 1 1 1. But in case of 2, if you see this point for 2, there is a triangular dotted line, so this is 1 2 3, this is described as. And then for 3, this is 2 3 4. Likewise, the every point in fuzzy in numeric scale of Sati, that has been converted into triangular fuzzy number scale and denoted in x-axis to get the triangular fuzzy set. Now, aggregation of judgment that is used through the method of geometric mean, and whenever we calculate in fuzzy addition or fuzzy multiplication, we always do one thing, that we calculate L1 with L2 with L3 with L4. We never mix with L, M and U. M is always calculated with M. U1 to UN calculated in the line of U only. So in fuzzy addition, subtraction or multiplication, we always use that we always add L with L, M with M and U with U. This is the basic thing in the fuzzy analysis. Now this is the same table, but here you can skip this one, because we will see this one in Excel sheet. So we'll find this this thing, but here, from here you can see that we have a matrix 1 3 5. This is the intercompared matrix, and we have replaced this crisp numeric value with the fuzzy number, with the fuzzy L, M and U value. So whatever we discussed in the scale given in the previous part, we have given this L, M, U, we convert it in fuzzy numbers, and then we calculate geometric mean. And when we say we calculate it fuzzy geometric mean, that means we are multiplying L with L, M with M, N with N. So in the first case, you can see that 2.63 is derived. 1, L1, L2, L3 and L4 is taken into consideration, lower values, and then the M and accordingly the U has been considered for calculation of geometric mean. Another important thing is that reciprocality. Here you can see that in the reciprocal part, that is the lower part of the diagonal of this table, you can see that 1 by 2, 3, 4 is the A1 over A2, 2, 3, 4. So A2 over A1, it has been written as 1 by 4, 1 by 3, 1 by 2. Whenever we consider this in opposite way or in reciprocal way, then we can have this lower value has been derived by dividing by taking the reciprocal of the upper value of the previous case. Like 4 was the upper value in the second cell in first row, and but here it is 1 by 4 is taken as the lower value. As the reciprocal we take, the value deteriorates and it comes to 1 by 4. Likewise, we calculate all the geometric fuzzy geometric mean row wise. We calculate all the fuzzy geometric mean. Then we calculate these fuzzy weights by taking this simple formula that Ri means the fuzzy geometric mean, row wise fuzzy geometric mean, and R1, R2, R3 dot 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 plus Rn is given whole to the power -1. That means it is taken as the reciprocal values. So this R1, R2, R3 basically the whatever we get the row wise fuzzy geometric mean, the addition of L1, addition of M, addition of U, we will take separately to get this R1, R2, R3, Rn from the fuzzy geometric mean column wise. So we take this value and in below it has been written that R1 plus R2 plus R3 dot Rn, and we will calculate this by taking the column wise this fuzzy geometric mean. And then we as -1 to the power -1, that is it has been 1 by, and when 1 by 6.8, this one in last line you can see this last one comes to the first in L value. So likewise we will calculate this all these fuzzy from the fuzzy geometric mean all the R1 plus R2. Why to calculate? Because we are getting this Wi by multiplying the Ri plus R12 plus Rn, and then we derive this fuzzy weights by multiplying this to section. And again while multiplying we always need the L will be multiplied with L, M will be multiplied with M, and U will be multiplied with U. So likewise we multiplied and derive these fuzzy weights. Now in this way what we derive these fuzzy weights then need to be defuzzified, or we need a crisp weight in order to discuss its result. So we need this crisp number. So we use this formula, center of area. This formula tells that L plus M plus U by 3, and this is the simple average of these three has been by taking this formula we defuzzify these weights. And when we defuzzify these weights, we found that overall summation of defuzzified weights is greater than 1, but it should not be. So we standardize this one, or we normalize this one to get this value sum to 1. So we divide this 0.59 to 1.06 and get 0.56 like that. And then we arrived at these are the standardized weights. This is the crisp numeric weights, defuzzified weights, this standardized weight that can be ultimately derived for getting this local priority. So these results, these weights will be used in discussing the results of local priority. Ultimately, we will have this table that overall priority, that global priority and local priority will calculate, and overall priority will get, and will discuss the result in the same fashion as in AHP. That one thing is different in AHP and fuzzy AHP, that is the deal with the vagueness, or to deal with the data which underlies between 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4 likewise. So this fuzzy matrix used, and fuzzy matrix, from this fuzzy matrix fuzzy weights calculated, and then defuzzified these weights to get this normalized weights, and this to get the weight, and then normalization done to get the exact normalized priority or the scaling factors that has been counted as local priority, and ultimately this And this whole calculation is conducted likewise. And one thing, this like I said before, this analytic hierarchy process or fuzzy analytic hierarchy process, this has broadly two parts. Calculation is broadly in two parts. One is priority factors, determination of priority, and another one is to check the consistency. So priority is dealt with likewise, and consistency, for consistency we can have this defuzzified matrix from fuzzified matrix and calculates this defuzzified weights from the same method as discussed as AHP. Now in this method, one simple difference is what I said is that we convert these HP values or the scale values, crisp numeric values into fuzzy values, and likewise we calculated this fuzzy matrix, fuzzy weights, and then defuzzify to get the normalized weights, and we'll see it in Excel to get more views. And probably some questions have come. How to calculate fuzzy geometric mean? I did not get. Sir, after defuzzified weights are calculated, then what to do? Please explain also. Which is better method is for calculation. Okay. Fuzzy geometric mean, how to calculate fuzzy geometric mean? I have described it here, and again I will but here I have not describe the way it has been calculated in the for generalizing or aggregating the responses gets from, say for example, 12 judges or 60 judges. But I will discuss this one in Excel, because in fuzzy geometric mean, when we calculate this fuzzy geometric mean, we will find that this fuzzy geometric mean is calculated from the by using this all these L, M, and U value. And in its simple scenario like this one, you can have this formula of the fuzzy of the geometric mean formula itself, that this L1 is multiplied with each L1 and four observations are there, so 1 by 4, and likewise you have calculated. But in case of the judges, aggregating judges response through geometric mean in fuzzy analysis, there is some differences, because your scale tend to varies. One time it will vary from 1 to 9, and another time it will vary from the reciprocal of. So this will we see in Excel sheet for better understanding.
Sorry for interrupting you. Can you transfer host to me? Host to me. I was writing many times to a participant, but she's not doing mute. Please transfer. Just you scroll and right click on my name, that DRI extension division and DRI.
Where is this option?
Go to the participant, click the participant, and then when you take the cursor to DRI extension division on more, you will see that transfer the host.
Hello.
Yes, are you listening?
Sir. Where is this option?
You just on the participant list, you take cursor to on my name, that DRI extension division.
Okay.
And then in more, you will see that make host.
Make host. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now I will describe this one in Excel sheet, this fuzzy AHP method. I'll share the screen. Just a minute. Sir, is it visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Excel sheet.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Just a minute. Just a minute. So, suppose for this example, we can see here that we have 12 experts and we are comparing A, B, C and D. A, B, C and D. Now, total number of experts we have 12. And in left column we have written this A, and we compared this, how many combinations we can make. We have written this one, and like A in left you can see that A preferred over B, then A preferred over C, A preferred over D, then B preferred over C, D preferred over D, and C preferred over D. So this much combination you can make. And in this table, if you see minutely, that both the observations will come in this table. Like if A is preferred over B, then we have this left measure. Left measure indicates this A is preferred over B. Like moderate, it is 4 times. That means 4 of the judges has given moderately, has provided their judgment like A is moderately important than B. In 3 judges have found A is moderately important, weak advantage. A has weak advantage over B. Likewise, in case of this 2 denotes here that B has weak advantage over A. B has weak advantage over A. Likewise, 12 responses from 12 judges we calculate. And as we know that in geometric mean formula, this 12 will be utilized. Anyway, so this one is that which we will get from the survey questionnaire. And then we will convert this matrix into fuzzy matrix. And now this fuzzy matrix will be converted by using this that I have already shown in the PowerPoint presentation, that this 1 to 9 scale, how these crisp numeric values, what are the corresponding crisp numeric values of 9 against the fuzzy numbers. So we have this triangular fuzzy membership from triangular fuzzy membership function. This 9 having been represented by 999, like 8 is represented by 789, and likewise we have described this whole table. This 9 and 8, 8, 16 and 1, 17 points is been described by using triangular fuzzy membership function. So there one thing is that this triangular, when we convert this triangular fuzzy membership function, the whole comparison matrix into triangular fuzzy membership function, we will put the, let us suppose here the 3 judges has given weak advantage rating of A over B. So this cell is represented by 3 cell, as it has been represented by triangular fuzzy membership function L, M and U. So it has been written in all the 3 cells corresponding to this weak advantage. That means the 2, 1, 2, 2 means 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 cell having this 3 value. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 3 value, 3, 3, 3. So this way, this whole comparison matrix has been converted into fuzzy matrix. Now, this fuzzy matrix will have this this 999, and also we can calculate the reciprocal of these observations. So reciprocals is calculated and written in the below row, the lowest row, and you can see this has been the opposite of LMU, as I described in earlier also, that 1 by L, this L corresponding, this 1 by 7 will be corresponding the very strong category. 1 by 7 will be this one, 0.142857. So likewise 9 will be represented by 1 by 9, this one. So likewise all these reciprocal values have been written in the below section. And then we calculate the fuzzy geometric mean by taking into account these values, this 999, 789, 678, and the below mentioned values 0.11, 0.11, and all these. So how to calculate this pairwise comparison matrix? How can we describe in a single 4 into 4 matrix, or we can say that one number is represented by 3 as triangular fuzzy membership, so number of cell is greater than, but how to represent in a single matrix? By converting it into geometric mean. Now in triangular fuzzy membership function, or in fuzzy geometric mean number, we calculate this A over B, this section. This is telling that 1.049, 1.528 and 2.089. So A over B is calculated by taking the observations from this cell. How? Because this cell is corresponding to A over B cell. A preferred over B is corresponded by this row. So this is taken into consideration while taking this A over B, this matrix. So here one thing is that L, M and N, L, M and U you need to calculate. So L will be calculated from this row by taking only L values, and M will be calculated by from this row only by taking into M values, and accordingly U will be taken into care of from this from this row by taking U values on. So another thing is the power. That means that this scale, when A is preferred over B, then we have, suppose if we mark this one, you will find this one. A preferred over B, then we take this one as 9 power 0, 7 to the power 0. And likewise, we taken this weighted geometric mean of these observations, and if you see these observations, that all these L values have been, all these sections L values have been taken into care, all the L values taken into care, and then these L values and after all these values have been taken into care, this power will be 1 by 12. 1 by 12 power is taken for calculating this geometric mean. So these L values have been calculated by taking this scale, but all the time this scale will not be taken. It may possible that you need to take these lower values, this 1 by this lower values also. So we'll see this one also, like we will see that preferably B over A, this matrix, the below mentioned synthetic pairwise comparison matrix. If you see that B over A 0.478, 0.654, 0.9531, this will show that this value 0.478, how we calculate? We calculate by taking this L value but with respect to this boundary value. Why? Because we have A to B, we have compared A to B here by taking this scale, and when we consider B to A, then we need to take reciprocal of the values. So we calculated geometric mean by taking these reciprocal values. And similar fashion, we calculate all the geometric means. So in synthetic pairwise matrix, synthetic pairwise comparison matrix, this geometric mean A, B, C, D is calculated by following this fashion. When we have this left is preferred over B, A to B, row is preferred over column, A to B, then we take this upper values. But in case of the reciprocal, we take the lower boundary values. And then we calculate this fuzzy geometric mean and derive this row wise, as we have previously mentioned also, that row wise geometric mean we calculate, that we calculated this row wise geometric mean by taking similar way this from this matrix we need to derive one RI, one row wise geometric mean. So we take this L1 row wise and calculate the geometric mean. Similar way, the second one also we calculate row wise, we take L values to get the row wise geometric mean of the L values. Similar way, row wise geometric mean of M values we calculate by using the M values row wise. So likewise we calculate all the geometric mean, row wise. Then we get this this geometric mean is summed, and we take the reciprocal of observations, and then we get this L, M and U value. Like we have this this value is divided by 5.18 as the reciprocal we need to change. So this LMU we get. So this is what we get. We get this weighted sum. How? This way. we calculate these fuzzy weights, row wise weights with the corresponding L values, and we get the weights, and then these weights are calculated of each of the each corresponding RI values, and then we take with the center of area formula the average of these three as the weight of the crisp numeric weights of these corresponding to these three fuzzy numbers, or these three fuzzy weights. We get these crisp numeric weights, and these crisp numeric weights we multiply it, we get more than one value, so we standardize it by dividing this each value with this 1.09, and we get this standardized crisp weight, and which is equal to 1. And this standardized crisp weight, is ultimately used for the final discussion of your results, or the final weights calculation of your results. And then the second part is to calculate the consistency index or consistency ratio. How to calculate? Suppose we have, one second. This is the matrix, same matrix. If we see that it is a that defuzzified matrix, like from this table, we get this defuzzified matrix, like I will say this value A over B. I need to calculate this one. So where from I will get this synthetic, what we have been prepared this with the help of geometric mean, a single matrix, that is fuzzified matrix, and from this we calculate this defuzzified matrix by using this formula center of area, simply the average arithmetic mean. And this is the lower value, M value and U value, L, M and U. These three values have been averaged to get this A over B. Similarly, A over C, the next three values is calculated. Likewise, we will calculate these values to get the average defuzzified matrix. Once we get the defuzzified matrix, we calculate this weights like we calculate in AHP the same way. First we take column wise summation to get the sum, and then we normalize this matrix to get the weights. And then after normalization of the matrix, we calculate this weights as average, and these weights are summed to get this weighted sum value, because this weighted sum value, and if you not been relating this one we can relate from this table to this table, and then this table you can identify how to do with this. Like we have defuzzified matrix. First, say in generalized way, you can see that first we get observations from the experts, we derive the geometric means to convert this matrix into first we get this matrix, this comparison matrix, and then we convert it with the help of triangular fuzzy number into fuzzy matrix. And then this fuzzy matrix, we need to have this information in a single table, so we calculate with the help of geometric mean to get these weights are basically multiplied with the corresponding defuzzified matrix which has not been normalized. So these cells are multiplied with the weights and get these values. See here I have written 0.266, 0.2489, 0.265 to 0.2159. These are nothing but the weights. Where we have derived these weights? We have derived these weights here. How do we derive these weights? We simply, the matrices we made defuzzified here, and defuzzified matrix we normalize. How to normalize? Just division with the sum total. This column total. We divide each of the values to get the normalized values of the matrix, and then we calculate the average value to get the weight. And this weight has been used in the defuzzified matrix to get the multiplication value or the weight values, and this is depicted in this matrix. And when we get this one, we calculate this weighted sum value, and when we get this weighted sum value, then formula is weighted sum value needs to be divided by weights. The similar fashion in AHP also we did this. While calculating lambda, we did weighted sum value divided by weights. So similar way we divide it to get the lambda, and then lambda max is arrived based on literature. This is the average value. We can take it as the lambda max, and this lambda max is then used in consistency index formula to get the consistency ratio. So similar logic is being played here, but the extra step which has been taken into consideration here is the fuzzification of the matrix. Then when we calculated this fuzzified geometric mean, then we need to convert it into defuzzified weights, and all this standardization procedure as same. Then so once you fuzzify the system and you defuzzify the system and calculate the weights. So in order to get a representation with the L, M and U value, this fuzzification has been done, and it is said that this fuzzy matrix generally takes into account this 2.5, 3.5 types of consideration, which is not been addressed in Sati's the crisp numeric scale, which has been given as 2, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 5, 6, 7 like this. But this continuous kind of thing this has been this is the domain of fuzzy, and it has been it is addressed to this fuzzification of matrix, and ultimately the geometric means calculated and fuzzy weights, and then converting into crisp weight and then standardize to get the final weight. Similar way, when lambda is calculated, we take this matrix first, we defuzzify the matrix and then calculate the similar fashion which we did in AHP. So this way we calculate the AHP and FHP in Excel. And if some questions are there, probably. AHP and FHP, what is it? If we have large data set, is there any software to calculate fuzzy and normal HP in an easy manner, like in SPSS? Is it possible, sir? Okay. To the best of my knowledge, there is a dedicated software is there, like Super Decision, something is there for dedicated work of fuzzy matrix. But what I said is how we can calculate in Excel, as it is readily available with us. And most of the software, probably I never used actually any software for calculating this AHP, but probably those software which are also present, maybe some paid version, or may require some expertise also. Don't know.
I will supplement you. I will supplement you the questions from Sangeeta regarding this software. Many softwares are there, but problem is there that we have to calculate the, suppose we have 250 or 300, 500 sample respondents. That response we cannot directly want to give. You have to give the matrix format. And when you enter the matrix format data, suppose here we are getting just, taking the only, suppose that geometric mean value, it mean value may be in the point. But when you enter the data in the softwares, that they are not considering the data in the point wise. They will consider 1 to 9 any values. But here you see that when he explains the normal HP, there are any values, that it may be 4.22, 3.11, maybe any values. But software only consider only any full number.
Main
Okay,
difference
you
between, yes, sir. Hello. Another question came, that main difference between fuzzy and normal matrix. As I said before also, it mainly deals with the vagueness of the data, or the data which exists between your two scale point. So in order to capture this information, we use this fuzzy matrix. And also this is the simplest way we can convert the normal matrix into fuzzy matrix by triangular fuzzy membership function. There are various methods, and these requires extreme mathematical background to understand those processes. But this triangular fuzzy membership function is the simplest one and most widely used. And how pairing is done in HP and fuzzy HP.
Question is how pairing is done, HP and fuzzy HP is done pair conversion method. Yes, that same formula, n into n minus 1.
That is all possible combinations will take care of, and also will consider the reciprocality of assumptions.
And one question is, what is the main difference between fuzzy and normal matrix?
Any more questions?
What is the main difference between a fuzzy and normal matrix? Hello.
formula is being used in where.
Hello, are you listening to me, Arindam?
Yes, yes, sir.
One question came that when we will use the fuzzy or normal HP?
So when I think this normal HP, fuzzy HP is greater. Fuzzy HP is more reliable in a sense that it's capture the fuzzy set information. That means the vague information that we are tend to missing in the HP. So if possible, we use fuzzy HP, and in any case, we can use both of these. But if we need to capture this vague information, we always prefer fuzzy set theory or fuzzy HP.
And one question came that what is the difference between fuzzy and normal matrix?
It will be same. It will be same. But just in the analytical part, we tend to convert this matrix into fuzzy matrix, and then we calculate all those things.
One question came that, sir, the interview schedule will be the same for HP and fuzzy HP or pairwise matrix comparison in 9-point scale? I think it will be yes.
That's what I am saying. We always we can use the same thing, same interview schedule, but when we analyze the data, we tend to fuzzyfy the matrix. We tend to convert this information, piece numeric information, into fuzzy matrix. So during analytical procedure, during analysis, we can have this fuzzy form.
Is there any queries, or you want to supplement something? Anybody may raise your hand also, those who are present. Arindam, you want to supplement the information? Very nice way you explained the both with the Excel demo somehow.
Anyway, these AHP methods. Hello.
Yes.
This AHP method is very much helpful to get this weightage in a level which we can interpret. So AHP is preferred all over the world, especially in decision science, in expert system, in management science. This AHP is very common. So in agriculture sector, we can have this n number of problems which we can deal with this AHP. Like I said, even if some good example is there where SWOT analysis and AHP is integrated to get the good amount of information. So AHP is AHP. We need to focus more on AHP. I prefer also using HP, and during analysis only you can convert it into fuzzy and to get the extra information.
Should I supplement something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
Generally, the word you just try to understand the meaning of fuzzy. That means when your respondent somewhat confused to giving the response, they may think that yes, somewhat important, yes, maybe or higher important. In the fuzzy, we are considering the data of the continuous tree continuum, and then we are defuzzifying these things. So during the data collection, you may choose to see that whether your respondent is giving the confident answer, that the preference to one over another's. And if you see that he is taking time or he is giving some response with maybe think that yes, it may or it may be 3, it may be 4, it may be 2. Then you may think go for the your fuzzy HP. That will give you the better result. That means you are considering his or her concerns when he is responding to your questionnaires or questions. So thank you, Dr. Arindam Nag, for your very nice way with the live demonstration. You explained that how our the students or faculty can use the fuzzy HP for his result also you told that how in the several times people are using to this fuzzy HP or HP to calculate the weightage of their particular indicators, particular statement, particular then it will be helpful for them for both the research output. And thank you once again. So before that, I found one question. Let's see. So can these fuzzy HP weights can be utilized for index development? Yes, you can do as weightage. Many people are doing that HPs using HP to calculate the index weightage that you can do. But just I told previously also, take care of that if the different number of subcomponent are differ from each subcomponent. So with all this thing, I thanks once again. I thanks to Dr. Arindam Nag for your very nice presentations, as well as thanks to all the participants for joining with us this morning. And from next session at 11 session of this, we'll have with us Dr. Sethu Raman. He's the one of the best known extension research methodology at 2:30. Everybody, as well as Dr. Nag once again.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, everybody.
I am closing the meeting. I already sent. I already sent the at 2:20 p.m.